Welcome to this edition of Off Script with myself and Jamie Carragher. Jamie, there has been a survey carried out by YouGov. They put 1,500 people to the sword, or shall we say, asked them questions with regard to VAR. The results are announced later this week. I want to put the questions to you.
What's our survey say?
It's not what our survey says, it's what our Carragher says. What would be your preference on the future use of VAR in football? Would it be keep using it as it's used now without any changes? Keep using it but change the ways which it's used? Stop using it entirely, or don't know?
I think there's been a lot of good for VAR.
No, you've got to select one, aren't you?
Oh, sorry. Keep it but just tweak it, basically. Was that one of the answers you can... So keep it but modify it a little bit.
If the following changes were made to VAR, would you support them or oppose them? So would you support or oppose a time limit on how long it can take for decisions to be made?
No, because I think...
Support or oppose?
No, I oppose, because I think the most important thing is getting the decision right. I mean, if you got a decision wrong because you missed it by a couple of seconds, that's just daft.
Being able to see the video footage the referees are being shown, do you support that or oppose it?
I don't understand it.
That we see what the refs are seeing.
Well, the ref's on the pitch, what's he seeing? Oh, you mean the people in Stockley Park? Don't we see that?
Not completely.
We do, and when we're on commentary, we see sometimes what they're looking at.
What about the crowd?
Yeah, I think the crowd have to be massively more involved, and I think we have to, in some ways, make it almost like theatre, where it's actually part of... It's almost seen as a bad thing now, VAR, and I totally understand for people in the stadium. Try and flip it on its head where it actually becomes almost, as I just said before, theatre. And there has been some times where there's that wait for the goal and the stadium does explode when, you know, the goal is given. And I think sometimes in a way that's a good thing about it. But actually supporters in the stadium being told, maybe the referees being mic'd up, maybe listen to how they're speaking to the people in Stockley Park.
You've jumped ahead to the next question.
Oh.
Would you oppose or support being able to hear the conversation the referees are having regarding the decision?
I think that'd be brilliant. I think the supporters would love it. They'd know exactly why goals are given or taken away. That's the problem now. The people in the stadium, the most intimate, if you like, within the game, rather than people, you know, watching Sky at home and different things, or on the phones, wherever it may be, they know more about that, the decision, than what's happened to the paying customer, and that can't be right. And I just think, yeah, micing referees up so people know exactly why things are being given.
Okay, lastly, what's your overview of VAR, the introduction of it? Has it been a success?
I wouldn't say it's been a massive success. I think there was always going to be teething problems. I'm probably split on it. I think I was massively for technology at the start of the season. Now I've seen it. I think there was always going to be problems with it. And I think we've almost got to tweak it, as I said on the first question. I think the big thing that really frustrates people, one of them is nothing to do with VAR, it's to do with the handball rule, which has got to be changed. And I think that those really tight offsides, and I was always of the opinion of offside is offside, but now when I see how tight it is, we're actually losing level. So basically, before the 1990 World Cup, you'd have to be behind the last defender. Then it went level. But what goals are getting given away for now? That's what level was. Because level for a linesman it wasn't if your toe or your armpit was just ahead. That was classed as level. You had to be sort of, you know, obviously ahead of the last defender. So we're actually, in some ways, that change in 1990 was to bring the game forward and let's see more goals. We're actually going the other way. Or not going fully back to what it was, but we're losing that advantage that was given, and it was a great change in the offside rule in 1990, I think after the 90 World Cup, where level was basically a goal, and that's what we're losing now.
That's the end of those questions, but do you just think, I mean, taking your theme and take forward, at times it just makes the game a bit joyless, a bit soulless.
Yeah, listen, as I said, I have to hold my hand up, and I was massively for technology. I think goal line technology is one of the brilliant, best things that's ever happened to football, because it's so black and
Factual.
white. Yeah, exactly. And my initial idea for VAR was not to fully go, VAR, this is it, because I thought there'll always be problems. I always thought, we've got goal line technology, everybody loves it. The next thing for me is I always think that big things that decide games, now people will say goals, obviously, but whether a foul is inside the box or outside the box is a massive difference, and that's about a line again.
Factual.
Yes. And me, for red cards, too often I felt games were getting spoiled where someone would get sent off in the first half of the game, it wasn't a red card, and the game had just died. 10v11, the joy for people in the stadium, people watching at home, and they were the two things I thought were sort of like the next step, and then there may be a next step after that, and it just feels like we've gone in fully with everything. And there was always going to be problems, no doubt. But we're not going back. There's no way VAR is now going to be taken away. And it's okay me sitting here saying, or you and whoever the pundits are, and saying, we should get rid of it. That's not happening. You've got to come up with solutions of how it can be improved. And everyone is part of the game. It's not just Mike Riley and the referees there and we're all here. We're all together. We all love the game. How can we make it better? And I just think, as I said, tweaking that, well, not tweaking it, getting rid of that handball rule, how they've set it up is just wrong. And I just think the offsides have certainly got to be looked at, because I think a lot of other stuff has been really good with VAR.
Okay. Thank you very much indeed, Jamie. That's your edition of Off Script.